I don't know who my child's father is because I dated with 5 people at the same time. Hello, my name is Hebe, and I'm 19 years old. I made a serious mistake many years ago. I had flirted and dated 5 guys at the same time. How foolish. I know that, but everything happens for a reason, and mine does too. The story began after the death of Elizabeth, my closest cousin. About a year ago, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Although she tried to cure it, it was, unfortunately, at the last stage, and Elizabeth died not long after that. I was probably too shocked because she and I grew up together. She always had a healthy lifestyle and had never been sick. However, her death made me realize that the curse on our family was true. It seemed absurd, but somehow every woman on my grandma's side died at the age of 19. From my great-grandmother to my grandma to my mother to Elizabeth's mother and now to her. They couldn't escape the number 19, no matter what they did. I was 18 years old when Elizabeth died, so I had only 1 more year to live. How horrible it was. I didn't want to die, and there were a lot of things I wanted to do. I wanted to travel across Europe, to experience college life, and especially to find my lover. I was 18 years old, but I had never had a boyfriend. I used to like some guys, but I never dared to confess to them. When I thought I was close to death, I realized it was a pity not to do that. But it wasn't too late to start it all. I still had another year to live, and I needed to take advantage of it. I decided to rush into love crazily with that mindset. I wanted to try how love felt. First of all, I decided that I had to confess my love to Jonathan, the most popular boy in school. I had been a fan of his for a while, but I never said it to him. The smile, the muscular body, and being captain of the basketball team, Jonathan made every girl at my school weak on the knees. He had so many choices, and it was hard to let Jonathan pay attention to me. But I was about to die, and there was nothing stopping me from trying my luck. That day, when he was practicing with the other boys at the football field, I rushed to them, standing in front of Jonathan, and confessed that I had loved him for a long time. I wanted him to be my boyfriend. First of all, he was quite surprised by my sudden action. He stood still for a couple of seconds and laughed loudly. How interesting! I never had a girl running into the middle of the field to confess her love for me. After that, Jonathan gave me his number and set up a date with me on the weekend. He said he wanted to know more about me to see how interesting I was. Incredible. If I knew he was going to say yes that easy, I'd do it sooner. At about the same time, I started working part-time at the town's movie theater. There was a boy named Zach working with me. Zach was older than I was, and he was very kind and generous. He always acted with intimacy with me, and he helped me a lot when I started. We talked about many other things together, and he always made me smile. One day, he confessed that he liked me and that he wanted me to be his girlfriend. I was quite surprised to hear that. I knew it was the right thing to do to reject him and tell him that I already had a boyfriend, but Zach was a nice guy, and it would be unfortunate not to date him. So I hid from him the fact that I had a boyfriend and agreed. I didn't let Jonathan know about this either, because I didn't want to break up with him yet. It all happened smoothly. I dated Jonathan at school and became Jack's girlfriend at my workplace. But that wasn't all. I dated 2 more guys. One was Egan, a boy that I knew from the math club. He was 2 years younger than me. I didn't even know if it was love, but I thought Egan was quite cute and wanted to date a younger person. Alan was the next guy. He was 40 years old, and his wife died a long time ago. He attracted me with his muscular and mature look. We became a couple after a while of getting to know each other. So at the same time, I dated 4 men. At first, I was very interested in this. I had fulfilled my desires. But after a while, I started to feel tired. I was tired of always telling lies and thinking about how to make time for all 4 of them. I realized that I didn't love any of them, but I didn't want to die in loneliness, so I just wanted someone beside me for my last days on Earth. Until one day, everything had changed. That day, when I got home from visiting my mother's grave, my car was broken. Although I called for a car rescue team, they said they would come later than expected. At that moment, a car nearby was parked next to mine. A good-looking man came out and asked me if I needed help. He asked to drive me too. You know, it wasn't a good idea to go with a stranger, but it was getting dark and staying alone was also dangerous, so I said yes to him. The man called himself Arlo. He also just walked back from his mother's grave. Like me, his mother died when he was a child. Arlo constantly felt lonely, and he missed his mom a lot. On our way back home, we shared different things about life and the loss of our mothers, each other. I found that he and I had many similar things and we were easy to sympathize with each other. I was back home safely as he promised. I was very appreciative of it and I gave him my number. I felt like I had found my destiny. I was thinking about breaking up with the other four, but a surprise happened which changed everything. It was Thanksgiving Day and I got 5 invitations to join Thanksgiving parties. Of course, I chose Arlo's invitation because he was my favorite guy. He said he wanted to introduce me to his family, and I agreed with him. I was so excited to prepare for the party, but when I came to Arlo's house, something horrible happened. When I walked into his house, I was terrified to see the other 4 men I was dating. It turned out that Alan was the father of Arlo. Zach and Egan were his brothers, and the worst part of it was when Jonathan showed up. He was a close friend of this family. All 6 of us awkwardly stared at each other. I couldn't believe what I had just seen. I tried to calm down to explain everything to them. Poor Egan started crying, saying that he thought I was his true love. Zach had to reassure the boy. Jonathan and Alan had a big argument because Alan believed that Jonathan was trying to seduce me, and Arlo kept a frightening silence. All 5 of them started to argue about me in front of other guests. That was her fault. She was the one who got us in this situation. Jonathan was angrily pointing his finger at my face. In the end, they all turned to blame me. I was trying to say that Arlo's was the one I loved the most, but he just gave me an angry look. I was very sorry for what I did. Not only did I lose my true love, but I also messed up a family. After that night, none of them texted nor called me. I knew it was hard for them to forgive me. A few months later, I turned 19, and I thought I would die, like every other woman in my family. However, not only that I'm still alive, I'm also pregnant. The one thing I don't know is who my baby's father is, because I dated 5 men at the same time.